Welcome. It's another Wednesday. Welcome to another episode of Lifestyle After 5 on WDJY. I am so happy to be here, but let me put a warning out. Children, anybody that's squirmish or whatever, turn this off now because this is going to be an interesting topic tonight. You know how we do on the lifestyle. How you doing there, ND Red? I mean, I just want to let them
Giving
know
out
they can clutch their pearls right now. This is you're just not gonna like this episode, but this is what we do. We talk about everything in the lifestyle. Tonight, I have an interesting guest, somewhat like a superstar,
Oh
well
God.
known around the swinger lifestyle, BDSM, kink, and no stranger to polyamory. And she's gonna discuss with us all about the journey. Welcome, Adora LS. If,
Hello.
if I'm not mistaken, the LS stand for
Welcome.
lifestyle, right?
Yes, it does.
You're on the perfect spot then.
Yeah, I told you I like that name. So how did you come
Yeah.
about getting the name Adora? What is does
Um,
it has a meaning?
yes, it does have a meaning, but where did it come from? Honestly, I wanted an alternative name that started with an A, sounded good. I asked a bunch of folks. People kept giving me suggestions. I ain't like most of them. I heard Adora and said that's the one. Then I
Adora.
It's
looked
almost
up
like
what it meant,
adorable.
but I liked the name before I knew what it meant, so I can't say I picked it because of the meaning. I picked it because it
Okay.
sounded good.
So what does
It
it
does sound
mean?
good.
What does Adora mean?
To be adored, see if fits right. No,
It
yes, to
does.
be
It
loved.
does.
Yes, it definitely fits. So yeah.
See,
Respect.
so we gonna jump right on in. So a lot of people I know, especially the listeners on this show, are probably strangers. This is very taboo. They're not familiar with the swinger lifestyle, let alone they don't even know what BDSM mean. And
Okay.
kink, I don't really know the difference myself between kink and BDSM, but we'll get started with the swinger lifestyle. What
Okay.
exactly is a swinger? Because most people that I know of think it's a place that you go and it's just like you have no control. Like a lot of the women, it's like, oh, they just feel like you just go in there and you just get grabbed up by anybody and it's just a free fall. Or they think of
Mm.
those that old enough to move them. Remember the first point I ever saw Taboo, where it's like this circle where everybody in this little circle, and that's what most people that's old enough come to mind when they think of that.
And that can happen if people already know each other and they have established that, and. But in general, no, that's not really how it works. While swinging is the whole concept is you are having sex with people outside of your relationship. It's not a free fall. You still need to be attracted to the person. Um, Depending on who you are. Maybe you need a vibe. Maybe you need to get to know them first and go on dates first, and then you have sex with them. Some people,
Mm.
maybe, yeah, they'll just jump right in. You look good, I look good, let's do this. But it's definitely not just a free for all. We definitely have most of us, I won't say everyone, can't speak for everyone, but most people have boundaries. And they do what it
Mm.
is they wanted to do. They're not just out here just doing things because somebody else wanted them to do it. So
Awesome.
Okay.
And now BDSM, I think that's
yeah.
bondage, dominatrix. What is S and M?
Yes. All right. So
Hold on.
BDSM.
Wait. I got one question on swing. You have to be married to be a swinger?
No. So to be a swinger, though, technically you should be in a relationship, though.
Okay.
I
Okay.
started swinging in my marriage, actually, and then I got divorced, and then I came back to swinging as a divorced individual.
I'll come
Yet
back to
people
that one.
still, yeah, people
Okay.
consider me a swinger, but I would say technically, I'm not really a swinger anymore because I have nothing to share.
Okay. Okay. I just want to clarify that.
But you don't have to be married,
Okay.
but you do need some partner because that's the concept, right? You're
Right.
switching. So.
Right. Got you. I got
Although I don't think everybody get that though.
I know there's a lot of people who think they're swingers who have probably never been in a relationship. Then you're not a swinger. But um, yes, you technically should be in some sort of relationship. In today's
Got
modern age of swinging, though, it's probably more single people in the swinging lifestyle than people in couples. So there is
you.
that. But when I started 20 some years ago, it was mostly married people. Um, yes, that's what it was, but it's not
Okay.
today. So
Okay.
Was it a lot of people of color 20 years ago? As I think that people of color are just waking up to this and or getting interested into swinging.
well, I mean, I did start off with a group that was people of color. That group still exists. They just had a really great party this weekend. Um, but in general, no. And like even 20 some years ago, my husband and I, most of the parties we went to, we were the sprinkle. One party we went to, literally, it was three couples. We all went together and we were the only color in a place that was a hotel takeover. Three
Wow.
black couples. And when I tell you they had the whole big hotel, it was other people
Wow.
everywhere. But it wasn't none of us. It was us. We was it. So
For y'all that don't know, a hotel takeover is when swingers rent out a hotel for a night or a weekend, and
yep,
they take the whole hotel and it's just
Room
swinging
to
throughout
room.
the
yep,
hotel.
Okay.
yep.
Now,
Damn.
explain a little bit of the bondage. BDSM is what it's.
So BDSM, what does that stand for? So the B is bondage and discipline. The D is dominance and submission. The S is sadism, and the M is masochism. So what does each one of those mean? Because you don't have to like all four parts of BDSM. There are definitely some of us who might only be into bondage. You have some people who might just be in the dominance and submission. You got the people who are into the S and the M part, right? The actual inflicting of pain or receiving pain. Not everybody who's into those first two letters fits into the last two letters, and vice
Mm.
versa. You could be into the S and M, but not actually want to be owned by anybody. You might just want to be out here getting randomly, beat on. So it really varies on which parts of those four letters you choose to live. But what is it? It is a lifestyle. It is a way to live. Um, it becomes a part of who you are, whether it's something you do once a month, once a year, it's in you. Like, so yeah, there's a lifestyle.
Wow. This is definitely educational.
Is. That's for
And
those that
then,
like to be spanked and pain. I always think of the tying up and the spanking part. I didn't ever even think about the other part. I know I was in New Orleans one time and walked in one of those, it's a penthouse store or something they got on Bourbon Street, and they had all types of, I don't know what I call probes and stuff. And I'm like, what in the hell? That look like that may give me 25 to life using that on somebody. I always think of a scene of CSI when I see BDSM.
Right.
so it's
That,
not all about pain. Even the S and M, the sadist and the masochist, right? It doesn't mean that it has to be pain, right? It could just be too much of anything. Some people like what they call orgasm overload, where they're just coming until they can't come anymore. There's no pain per se, but
mm.
it's still one person, doing something to another person. So I just thought I would clarify because most people think BDSM is about pain. And while there are aspects that can include pain, you can be a person who doesn't like pain at all and still live this lifestyle.
Now, what is
Dang.
kink and what is the difference? Yeah, what is kink?
So kink is a thing, right? It's something you enjoy, it's something you do. Whereas BDSM, like I said, it's like a way to live, right? So you can be a kinkster, right? Who just likes to maybe go out there and occasionally get choked or something, right? That doesn't mean you're really in the bondage or discipline or any of that other stuff. You just like getting choked. That's one of your kinks. Some people like to get bit during sex. They don't understand. That's a kink, right?
Oh, okay.
So that is the difference. Kink is just like people who are in this BDSM lifestyle, we might say these are our kinks, right? But
Okay.
you can have the kinks and not be part of the lifestyle. It could just be, maybe you like smacking ass. That's what gets you off. I hope cursing is okay on this show.
Oh yeah. Oh
But
yeah.
yes, I said I was gonna try not to curse too much. But yeah, maybe you just like, when you hitting it from the back, in order for you to get off, you got to smack her on the ass. That made it a kink, right? Because it's something that's heightening your whatever it is.
Mm.
Wow.
Okay.
In the last one, everybody should know what polyamorous is. That's I want to say a
Yeah.
relationship with more than just two people in
Yes.
whatever combination.
Okay.
I was just gonna say because I never actually say the whole end. I just say poly because if you say one part of it, some one person gonna say, "Well, I'm not polyamorous. I'm poly this." Or what? Just poly. Forget it.
Poly. Yeah, that's
But yeah.
poly. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
just poly,
confuse
because yeah,
everything.
just like the alphabet people now. Everybody want to make life complicated. Like,
Now
I'm
let's
just
go
saying.
back to this because you said you
Yeah,
once had a husband. Because I know there's a lot of backlash and people saying, "Well, you know, she's been." I'm pretty sure you've heard this before. People, first thing most people say, "Well, she's just dealing with something, and she has some issues going on. The reason why a person would be into this type of lifestyle and everything." But you actually had a husband and
yeah.
you are a very attractive woman that can get any man pretty much that you want to if you wanted something a one-on-one. So I just want to dispel for that. You can't see her on the radio, but if you check us out on YouTube, you'll be able to see this is not an ugly woman by any means, well built
Right.
and
Very
I take
articulate.
very good
yeah,
care of
very
myself.
articulate,
That's
yeah, and very educated,
I
Yeah.
was just gonna say, highly educated, very good
very highly
career, all of
educated.
that. I do love myself though. So that is the first misconception that a lot of people have. That if you're willing to share, then you don't love yourself. Or people say you ugly or you're fat or you got some little
Yeah.
Yeah,
self-esteem issue. It
self-esteem,
could
yeah.
be none of those things, right? I truly love myself. Like I love myself. No, I love my life. I have so much fun. I have achieved what most people will never achieve in life, like financially, professionally. Like, so at this point in my life, I'm just enjoying life. And for me, that does include kinks and that does include BDSM and that does include swinging.
Hey, man, if can nobody fault you for that, man? You having fun. Live your life.
I do. I work hard
Exactly.
and then I play hard. And then I work hard, go back to work on Monday so that come the weekend, I'm gone
Hmm.
again. I literally
I
travel
feel you.
almost every weekend, 100% for pleasure. None of it
That's
is for
what's up,
work. It
man.
is 100% for pleasure.
You've
That's
actually
nice.
done there's actually when we talked about BDSM, there's actually shows and you've done some shows.
Yeah, I do performances on occasion. But I don't consider myself a performer, even though I do participate in performances. For me,
Hmm.
it's really the kink. I enjoy kink. I enjoy every aspect of the shows I do. So therefore, um, I'm fulfilling my kink. It's just, I'm in front
Nice.
of people. Plus, my biggest kink is being watched. I
Now,
like
how would
people
Yeah.
to
the
look at me.
average how would the average person or would the average person ever catch wind or be able to attend a BDSM show?
Now that's gonna vary, right? Because now it is becoming more mainstream. They actually have
Mm.
shows at the Apache Cafe in downtown Atlanta now. It's a regular old cafe, and I mean they don't do extreme stuff, but they're definitely doing some kinks up there. So it is becoming more mainstream. Like I've seen it in all over the country now. People are just throwing it in the middle of their vanilla event. Like, oh, look, we got some entertainment. This guy is gonna come put this girl on fire. And people just like, oh, we saw fire. They have no clue that, anything else behind seeing a show. So it is becoming more mainstream. But like the more hardcore, actual like dungeon type stuff, you have to know somebody. You have to be vetted to attend most things. You're not just walking in there and nobody knows you and you're setting somebody on fire. That's not about to happen. Like there are all kind of rules and protocols. We have dungeon masters who actually walk around talking to people, making sure people are safe. So that to that level, you're not just going to find that. You can go on FetLife. That is a great resource, FetLife, but you got to be discerning of what you find everywhere. But yeah, other than that, it's really about getting to know people.
Now you
Now
said
you
you're not
said
a performer, but you did perform.
Oh
Has
yes,
it
I do.
gotten you like a fan base?
Well, I
Like people
had the
looking to
fan
see you?
base before my no, I lied. My first performance, I didn't have a fan base. That was years ago, but I didn't back then it was just like I was just doing some stuff.
Hmm.
Um, so I dated a guy for a while who threw up parties and stuff, and he got me active on social media. He was like, you need to post the flyers every day and this and that. So then I got Instagram and then I started posting stuff. Well, I'm a little cute, not a lot cute, not the, I don't have the biggest breasts, the biggest butt, none of that. I'm just, regular old cute natural girl, no makeup stuff. Well, photographers started saying, hey, I want to take your picture. And I'm like,
Okay.
sure, take my picture. then I post the pictures online, and that's really kind of how my fan base grew. Is because I do about once a week post practically 100% nude pictures on the internet for no reason other than I have so many pictures because people keep taking my picture, and then I just share it with the world. So that's really how my
Nice.
fan base built up.
That's what's
Just
up, man.
happens that I'm also kinky and like I don't mind letting people, set me on fire and putting needles in me and cutting
Well,
me and
congratulations
beating
on your
me.
fan
And
base.
Good.
so, yes,
Intelligent. Now you say you were married. Was your husband into
yes.
the lifestyle as well?
Oh yeah, we started swinging together. So yes, that's how I first found the official swinging community. Was when I was married. And yeah, we had a ball. We traveled. That's actually how I ended up in Atlanta. We visited Trapeze 20 years ago. And we loved it. And then our marriage didn't make it, but I still moved 8 minutes away from Trapeze for a reason. Um,
Now I
I
know
can
what
go,
some is already saying. I can already read their mind. They're saying, "Yeah, I knew that wasn't gonna last. Trying to be married and swinging, that ain't
oh
nothing but
no,
some junk." And so, yeah, I knew that a couple can't stay together swinging like that junk.
I would
Nah,
agree
that
for
ain't
us
true.
because we were way too young. Like seriously, we were like way too young. Like I'm talking about, I wasn't even 25 yet when I started swinging, and my husband
Oh,
was
you
younger
did.
than me. Yeah, we were young, we were stupid, like, we didn't understand that you should have rules and parameters, and, like, we was just doing shit, we ain't know no better. But I know lots of couples who are been married a long time who are swingers. It really depends on the individuals, how honest you truly are with each other, your motivations for doing it, because quite often one person is doing it because the other person was cheating. Never works. You have to actually enjoy sharing. Like I truly enjoy seeing my person with somebody else. Everybody can't say that. So like it's all kind of things that go into being a swinger. Some people, yes, they get into it because they got trauma and a man cheated on them and they just want to control. At least now I know who he fucking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And some of us
yeah.
is like, no, I don't date men who are not in the lifestyle. Like I'm not gonna be monogamous. We're not even gonna consider that conversation. So therefore, if I have to consider that conversation, I didn't even talk to you for long enough to give you my phone number.
And
Yeah, no.
you know, I was trying to do a little research. It's kind of hard. They won't nail it down, but from what little I could find, they were saying
Uh-huh.
that actually swinging couples are just slightly above monogamous relationships.
Yeah,
And
lasting
they said
longer.
in the
Yeah.
yeah, they said actually they are happier in their marriages than most
Yeah.
monogamous couples. Then they have a better line of communication.
Yes.
Well, you definitely
Like
gotta be
I
able to
know
communicate
couples
if you're
who, after
swinging.
they have sex with somebody else, they come back together and they truly enjoy laying up together and talking about what they did. And then it turns them on and then they have sex with each other.
Now
Right.
that's deep.
Um,
That's deep.
but like I said, it's about that. First off, honesty. You gotta be honest. You have to actually be okay sharing. And then after
Yeah.
that, the sky can be the limit. You just have to know what your limits are, discuss them, and agree and honor your agreements.
Now for
I
those that's
learned a lot.
clenching now for those church folks that's clenching their pearls, they gotta be mindful that Moses had two wives. King David, I
Uh-oh.
forget how many
Uh-oh.
wives he had, and King Solomon, I think they say he had over 700 wives.
Well, it's kind of like I was talking to a friend today, and he was saying something about people who believe in the Bible believe that children should only come from wedlock, right? Well, if that's the
Mhm.
case, and God is all powerful or whatever, the reality is women would not outnumber men the way we do, right? So, like, and this is all over the world. The number ratio of just not it's not heterosexual, none of that, just numbers, right? The
Yeah.
women, we outnumber men by so much. Are you trying to say that not all women were supposed to ever be able to have sex because they each had to find a husband, just
A
a
husband.
husband? Like
Yeah,
if
that's
we're not, it doesn't
damn.
even make sense from the scientific standpoint. The women outnumber men by so much. So you're saying that like what I think it's like 3, 4, 5 to 1 if you just look at us globally. So 1 out of every 5 women supposed to get some dick in her life? Are you
Damn,
serious?
I never looked at it that way.
Are
Definitely.
you
And
serious? That's what you're trying to tell me, that the rest of the women in the world supposed to never get no dick because we was all supposed to found the husband, marry the husband, and stay together. So the rest of the women, they show.
you're supposed to buy
They show.
yours. That's what they made
They
the
gotta get that
rose for.
rose. They gotta get that rose.
And the thing
Like,
about it,
I'm
they say
just saying.
Solomon was the wisest man in the Bible, and not only did he have 700 wives, I read he had 300 concubines on top of that. That
Hey.
man was, hey, he threw a hell of a party, boy, back in them days.
Damn.
I'd have loved to party with him. But I'm just saying,
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
everybody in the Bible, they had fun first. They all had their fun. Then try to tell us, well, nah, man, y'all, we didn't have so much fun. You can only have one.
No, that was
Yeah,
the
yeah, that's
man
probably
who
messed
he
up.
couldn't get 5, 6 wives, right? So now he was jealous, right? He was like, hell no. This don't make no sense. He got all of the pussy at his house. I don't got no pussy at my house. So now
That's a
I'm gonna
problem.
bond together with the other people who ain't getting no pussy. And we gonna say this is how you should live your life. And if you don't live your life the way we said you should live your life,
We hate,
then you're not living your life right.
They hating.
they hating.
They hating. I'm saying that's what
Oh
happened.
man.
I mean, I wasn't alive 1700s, but that's just what I think probably happened. The man who didn't get no pussy
Oh
was
man.
mad.
You
He
know,
Ooh.
it's
like
still a
Solomon got
problem.
700 wives. I got none. No, look.
Damn, that's tough. Ooh,
Yeah.
I love this conversation.
Say, I just think of practical. Let's just be practical. Like,
Yeah, I mean, because the women definitely outnumber the men
yeah,
by a lot,
by
and
a lot, a lot.
monogamy is hard.
And not just that, it's kind of like I tell people all the time, like, do you really want to be somebody's everything and they're your everything and you can never have any other thing? Well, what if you like basketball though? And sometimes I want to go to the opera. Now I gotta force you to go to the opera, right? Because I can't
Yeah,
do this with somebody who enjoys the opera. Right. And then
true.
I gotta go sit through the basketball game. I don't want to sit through because you can't have anybody else either, because we can only have each other. Right. No, look.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all we got.
You spewing a lot of facts.
But monogamy has been a problem for a while. No one cared to admit it. I mean, because even when you look at church, you got preachers in the pulpit preaching about one man, one woman, marriage, and the sanctity of marriage, but they screwing somebody else on the side and cheating all over the place, even within the church. So we gotta admit there is a problem that nobody want to face with monogamy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard, bro.
I mean, you look at what is it, Pastor John Gray? Not to call him out, but hey, he was one of them. He was cheating. He cheated on his old lady twice. He tried and tried. But
Mm,
he's preaching the monogamy, and he's not the only one. There's a lot of pastors in the pulpit, and some of them are
Yeah.
swinging.
yeah.
You got some
Yeah.
church folks that's swinging, but
You
nobody
definitely got
wants
some
to.
folks who go have fun and then they go to church and then guess what? They still go out on Sunday too. Yeah. Because who actually like said that there's something wrong with it? Some man at some point in time who probably wasn't getting none. And who do you know? Did God really come down here and tell y'all it should only be one man and one woman? And if so, somebody need to ask him then why he didn't give us enough men.
Mm,
Right?
That was the
The ratio
punishment.
should
I
have
heard
stayed
you.
the same forever. If he really
It should
said
have been
it should be
even.
one, right?
Yeah.
Then every time a boy was born, a girl was born, because that's the only way that would make sense. But that's not what happens, right? A boy is
Nah.
born, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 girls is born. Then maybe 2 boys is born. No,
Woo.
Now, now has dating.
huh?
Get out again, bro.
Yep.
I'm gonna keep the show on, man. I'm definitely
Okay.
learning a lot from you today. While he fixes his mic, we're gonna keep pushing on. And
Okay.
so the movie 50 Shades of Grey, that's kind of like the BDSM type thing. Is that what that's based on?
It is the movie that true BDSM people hate because that is what everybody thinks of when they think of BDSM. It has so many problems in that movie with the way BDSM should truly work. First and foremost, right, we're supposed to come into this with clear minds, open. There's not supposed to be no pressure. She came for a job, first off. That's
Uh-huh.
what I'm saying,
Right,
right?
right.
And he changed it all up on her. So that's not how it's supposed to be. It is supposed to be two people get to know each other. They decide this is
Okay.
what they want to do. They negotiate what each person wants out of the dynamic. Then they decide to enter into the dynamic. 50 Shades of Grey,
Mm.
like I said, she needed a job. And then she
Yes.
found herself agreeing to some shit, kind of, sort of,
Woo-woo.
but not done the right way.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
How has dating been since you've been in this lifestyle?
Um, so I'm cute. Um, I don't have no little kids or none of these other things. So, like you said, if I really just tomorrow was like, I am tired of being single, I want a man, I could have one. I could absolutely have one. And he could probably be successful and good looking and
Right.
all of those things, right? But will he be the man I want? That is always the question, right? So I have been very picky in settling for a man. Because this is, I'm hoping my next one is my final, right? My next, I don't want to do this no more. I just want to find the one, miss the one, and we're together. But he has to, understand me and my lifestyle, right? He has to, first off, he has to be in the BDSM lifestyle. Just a swinger is not going to cut it for me. Um, I'll enjoy playing with swingers, but that's not my primary identifier if I was going to go with that terminology, right? My primary identifier is I am a submissive and I want a dominant to serve. And so that narrows my pool down considerably of possible candidates, right?
Okay.
If I would knock that criteria off, I would probably not be single today. I am never knocking that criteria off though, so it stays. Um,
Yeah, you
and
have to
I
be
do
you.
meet, huh? Yeah, and I have to be me. So I need them to be at least somehow local because the whole long distance thing, talking on the phone, sending text messages, that's going to bore me to no end. I want to spend time with my person. And not just on the phone and on video chat. So there you go. I know people all around the country who be like, Adora, I know you would, but you live across the country. Um, what else do I need them to have? Definitely in the kink, definitely somewhat local, at least close to local, and open to being with a slut. Yes, I said it. I did. I
You
absolutely
heard
said it. Um,
it.
the men I meet who say if you were my property, nobody would touch you. Oh, thank you for telling me this early in the conversation. I needed to know this way early because that's not who I am. There are going to be times when I'm going to want more than one penis at a time.
Mm.
Definitely times, right? And I don't care how creative you are with your toy game, can't do it. It's impossible. So, yes, that is another factor that is important to me, though.
I'm
And I'm
glad you
not
brought that.
compromising.
I'm glad you
So,
brought that
yes.
up because I know a lot of people would think that this type of lifestyle is something that men would generally talk women into joining. But from my research, most of the men are kind of afraid of this lifestyle, and it's mostly the women.
I definitely introduced my husband. I did. I'm not gonna lie. Um, I know lots of couples who have gotten into this for one reason or another because yes, the female brought it up. Maybe he was already cheating. So technically, some people would say he was living a lifestyle, but I don't consider it a cheater lifestyle because they're not being honest. But um,
Yeah.
so a lot of times the woman is like, okay, well, let's just go find us another girlfriend or something. And that's how people find out they're poly, but they're not really poly. They're just trying to keep him from cheating. Um, but yeah, I will say women probably do initiate a lot of this because at some point they understood, like even when we were younger, our granddaddies had multiple women most of the time. We might not ever seen that woman, but your grandma knew what your granddaddy was doing, but he was still paying the
Me.
bills and coming
Right.
home. And so the fact that Susie Ray, 4 blocks over, also had a kid by him just wasn't talked about. That's all it was. Now I
Right.
think people are becoming more openly talking about it, and they're being honest about the fact we've always cheated on each other, men and women. Right. Most people have cheated at some point in their life, and if they haven't, they wanted to, they just haven't yet. So when you look at that, then you have to ask yourself, then why don't people just be honest up front and say, you know what, I do love you. It does not mean I will love you any less. Right. But occasionally I want to do something with someone else, even if it's not sex. It could just be kink.
Yeah.
Right. I like doing kink with different people. So even if I'm in a dynamic, I don't want to be in a dynamic with a person who's like, nobody will ever touch you again. they can fuck you, but then they can't beat you. What? No, no. I sometimes when I go to Ohio, I want the people in Ohio to beat on me sometimes. Like I'm not saying everybody get to beat me because I am yours, but can I occasionally still? So yeah,
Nice.
That's it. I
honest
mean, like I said,
conversations.
we've established that cheating has went on since the biblical times. It's nothing new, and it hasn't changed.
No. Mm-mm.
I think they were
It's
worse
time for
back
us to
then.
change our mentality on it. That's all.
Yeah, them pharaohs and them boys get it in.
What is
And we
it?
ain't even gonna
Kama
talk about
Sutra?
the
They
fact
wrote
that
the
they
book.
was getting in with the boys and the girls back then. But
Yeah, yeah,
no,
yeah.
but people have an issue with that today. I'd be like, what? That's been around since the beginning of time,
Uh, but yet
man.
they promote the King James Bible. They don't really know the history of King James.
I'm saying, yeah.
Oh, I could do another show on that. I would probably be banned.
They cutting it off.
Oh yeah, but I mean, it's good to be open and honest with each other rather than
Yeah,
cheating. I mean, I know a lot of people like that say both male and female. Oh, I could never be into the swinging lifestyle. But then on the outside, where I know both of them, and I'm saying to myself, well, y'all are not fans of the swinging lifestyle, but you cheating on him, he cheating on you, and I got multiple partners. Like you said, y'all swinging, y'all just ain't swinging together. You just don't know.
yeah. Yep, you
You got
causing stress in your relationship, right? Because now you got to lie to each other. You can't talk about your day no more. Because it's like, dang, I can't say what I really did today. So let me see. Yeah, babe, I went to go play pool with the guys. You ain't been my went to play no damn pool. Look, you was doing
sneaking
something
and
with a
looking,
stick, all
trying to
right.
hide your phone and everything.
Yeah,
Man. Yeah,
call people, you
cheating is
wonder why they
hard.
ringer always off. Why you always got to have your ringer off? Like,
Yeah.
So
like,
I gotta ask, do your family know about your lifestyle?
yeah. So, my youngest has actually been to a few things. She was curious. But in general, my children found out in high school because I mean, it was my husband who felt like he had to tell them because he got caught. And so,
Mm.
as opposed to letting them think daddy was cheating, it was like, no, she know. No, we do this together.
I,
Who
that's a hell of a conversation I had to talk with the kids. I think I would have just took the L on
you
cheating.
telling? When I found out,
Yeah.
I was like, your daddy told you what?
Oh no,
We swingers.
I'd have had to take that L.
What?
If my kid's grown, and I still wouldn't. If I was to
Oh
get
yeah.
caught in something like that, wouldn't be able to say,
Oh yeah. My
it's like
mom
this. Nah,
knows.
Come on, Pops.
Um.
You can't spill the beans.
Oh yeah. No. No.
you
I am
snitching.
me. I'm not hiding who I am from anybody but my professional life. But yeah, my mom
Right.
knows. Hell, my auntie in her 70s talking about so maybe one day I should try one of them parties. I don't know though, but what what exactly happens at those parties again?
Now, how was
I
it
like that
breaking it to
say.
your? How was it breaking it to your family?
Well, I was young, right? So, and young and dumb, and I was
Don't
grown
give
and
a
I lived
fuck.
by myself. And so, yeah, me and my husband, that's what we do. And like his dad thought we was the coolest thing ever. And like half my cousins, they would just have questions all the time. So, I was young and dumb. I don't know.
I
I
know
didn't
Daddy
hide it
was
so
like,
young.
"Yeah, boy, let
Yeah.
Daddy come to
And
one of these
so
parties. Can Daddy come to a party? Let Daddy show you a thing or two."
Oh
But yeah, so
shit,
I don't know.
no.
I'm very open. I do separate, so I don't have family on my lifestyle page except for like a few very limited people, mostly
Okay.
because I do extreme things.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
still welcome to follow me on Instagram. Definitely, I know all my daughter friends follow me now, but wasn't my fault. They saw some shit one day and was like, yeah, we following your mom.
Your
But
mama cooler than you.
yeah, I'm a pretty cool parent, but I don't know, I'm not ashamed of it. Like I think that's the problem is right. That's back to the hiding and the sneaking and the lying. Like, why do
Yeah.
I have to hide that I am a swinger? Because I'm ethical about what I do, right? I don't go sleep with married men without their wife's permission. Um, so what do I have to be ashamed of? So since I
Nah.
have nothing to be ashamed of, why would I hide it? So yes, in my room, I got a cane sitting up on my dresser. This is my life. I'm not ashamed of me.
Man, I applaud you for that because like the way you talk about it, you feel you're passionate about it. So that's dope, man. I think your level of transparency is crazy because I don't know if I could do
Not in our family. It wouldn't go over that well in our family. You go
Hell
to our
no.
family. Next thing you know, you feel olive oil flying all across your
All over
shirt.
you.
I rebuke
Oh, I'm
that
not gonna
demon.
say when I first got in the kink, now that was different. Like, so the swinging, nobody had an issue with at all. Not
Mm.
Oh, really?
nobody.
Okay.
Not at all. And then when I told my mama, like it was a hard conversation to have with her in the first place because I knew she wasn't gonna take it well. But I was actually owned at the time, and I'm just like, so I got kind of explain some stuff to you, like and actually, it was like because it was during COVID, so I hadn't seen her or my daughter hadn't been to my house in a while, and I'm just like, let's see, they coming to visit, and I live in these people basements, so I need to come up with a story, right? And then I just
Mm.
said, "Fuck it, Mom, I'm a slave," and she was like, "What?" And she was like talking about did I need to go to therapy? And like I thought you was the daughter that was okay. Like I never thought I would have to worry about you. You were the one. And now like I'm just like, Mom, I seriously I actually when I got in the kink went to therapy because I thought there was something wrong with me too. So I was like, let me go back to therapy again just to make sure. And she was like, no, if you're enjoying it and you want to do it and you got the right reasons,
Yeah.
then it's okay that you like to get beat on. And then I was like, okay, let me go get beat on some more. But yeah, it was that
I'm glad you
conversation was
brought that
not an
up.
easy one.
I can imagine.
So,
And I'm glad that
yeah,
you brought that up, that you actually went to therapy. They verified that you're not
mhm,
crazy, that this is pure entertainment and what you like.
yeah, it is
Well,
pure entertainment and my lifestyle though. It's not just entertainment. But yes, it is a way to relieve stress. I work like if y'all could see my setup right now, I got like 4 screens going and I work hard. And when I get off work, I want to take my clothes off literally, like and be free. So yeah.
Let's go back a little
definitely know
bit
that.
and clarify what you mean when you say you like to get beat on. Because some people probably in their head right now, man, when you get punched in the face, I mean, you
No,
mean like
no, no, no.
whips and paddles and stuff, right?
Yeah, and it is a difference because one time I was doing a show in Detroit and this guy was like, see, niggas going to jail for domestic violence. You just gotta get you a girl like her and you could just beat her. No, that's not how that works. Um Most of the time, if we are like receiving something, it's exactly what we wanted, right? We can
Mm.
tell it the difference between abuse and consent is we ask for it and
Right.
we say stop it. And the second we say stop, they stop instantly right then and there. If somebody says, for lack of a better code word, red, everything stops at that moment. Everything. But
Nice.
when your man, he been drinking and he been out all night and he just angry at the world and he come in the door and he smack the shit out of you and knock you into the wall,
Not
that
the
is
same
abuse.
thing.
That is abuse, right?
Yeah. I got
You should never even do most kinks angry. So like even though like you might hear like sometimes we get punishments, we do. But the punishment, especially if it's physical, should happen after both of you guys have calmed down first so that the punishment is not an anger punishment. The punishment
you.
is a corrective action because you did something you agreed not to do. You broke the rule
Mm.
and now you get your
Okay.
punishment.
Okay.
But you agreed to the rule first. Therein lies that key is you agreed and you
Yeah.
understood if you broke the rule, there would be a
What comes
punishment.
next? Yeah.
And
Okay.
sometimes people break the rules because guess what they want?
They
A
want to get
punishment.
punished.
Maybe some of these dudes
That's
around
hard.
here in the BDSM that's breaking these
There
rules going to
are.
jail.
Well, I
I
might have
got a
joked about
cousin.
that at once in my
He
life.
he he
But yeah.
he stay in jail. He get out and have to go right back.
But see, first he got to go get the therapy to figure out what's wrong with him, why he's so angry. Because remember, the kink can't be for your anger issue. It's got to be like different. Like this is not how you solve because you got anger management issues. You go get a girl you can beat on who gonna say, yeah, you could beat her. No. It still needs to be you are sane, right? You are in control. You're not doing these things because you're high, drunk. Most dungeons don't allow any alcohol at all. And you cannot come in there smelling like you've been smoking weed. They will not let you in.
Good.
Um,
Good,
because you
good.
are supposed to be clear-headed. How can you consent to something if you drunk, right? Now
Facts.
you
Hmm.
Right.
talking about this person violated me because you don't remember what you did, but you know,
I think in
Can
yeah,
the
be
swinging, I
sober.
want to point that out. That's the same thing in the swinging world. You come in from most males will not touch a sloppy drunk woman
Yeah.
in the swinging world.
that's in the
Uh-huh.
regular world for real.
And yes, condoms are encouraged. Safe sex
Yeah.
is encouraged. Because I know there's
Yeah.
somebody out there saying they over there living Sodom and Gomorrah, all these diseases and everything, all this mess going around, and they just doing this and that with strangers and anybody off the street. So I just wanted
But
to put
if
that
you
out there.
actually I looked it up at some point, but I do know people who are in the sex education field. People in the lifestyle, we're least likely to be going around giving people diseases because we actually go get tested. Do you know how many, as I
Hmm.
call them, vanilla people who out here fucking and sucking on all kind of folks and ask them the last time they got tested and they have no clue? But most people in the
I
lifestyle,
believe
you
it.
can ask us that question, and most of us, anyway, I can't speak for everybody, but most of us get tested regularly, and we can prove it,
That's
right?
funny you said that.
These
I just got tested Friday.
that's my
Yeah.
point. We go get tested regularly. Why do we get tested regularly? Because we want to be out there in the streets. No, so we just know we okay.
Was-
Then you
Right,
got
right.
the average Joe Blow just cheating on his baby mama, and now she wondering why she burning one morning. Like, oh, I don't know where that came from. What? When the last time you been to a doctor to get a test? Oh, well, when I was pregnant 17 years ago.
And like you said, people don't realize that it's a lifestyle for a reason because a lot of the swingers and people in the BDSM and the poly, they actually hang in groups.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
big
forming
And
they
groups.
it's
form their
gonna get
group,
out
big
there if
groups.
you giving folks stuff. Just know it's gonna get out real fast, like
Yeah,
because
and then
we
you're gonna
talk
get
to each other.
banned. You getting kicked out that group.
Well,
You
yeah.
ain't even gotta worry about getting kicked out because they gonna tag you everywhere first. No, look, no, they don't want to kick you out too fast because then they can't tag you if they not your friend. No, look.
Mm,
You want
smart.
them to know, the world to know. But yeah, no, I will say we are a lot safer. I'm not saying not some people don't want to use a condom, but in general, we try to be a lot safer than the average person on the street. Promise you, if you just poll the average person on the street, they are not getting regular STD testing,
You right.
but they fucking.
A lot.
But they ain't worried about it because they ain't fucking that many people. And the person they fucking ain't fucking that many people. And that person that they fucking ain't fucking that many people. No, look. And you
They
add
hope
all
they
of the
not.
people together, and y'all all fucking that many people.
Exactly.
And nobody know if nobody doing nothing to find out if they okay.
Ooh.
But it's funny and ironic with a lot of swinger clubs around the world. You don't hear of a lot of things being, like you said, being contacted and passed around in a lot of these
Mhm.
swinger clubs. Because if so, that was the case. The what is it called? The not the FDA,
CDC.
CDC. The CDC would
Yeah,
they would love to just swarm in and shut that down
Yeah.
and make a spectacle
yeah,
out of that.
Hmm.
yeah. Because even when COVID was shutting shit down, the swingers clubs was open. No.
Which was funny to
Cause
me,
y'all
It
and
was.
safe.
it
'Cause
and it was
I
yeah, it
definitely went
was
all the
it
time.
definitely
It
was
was
open.
open. It was the only thing to do. Might as well go to the swinger club because they're open.
I actually
Yeah.
think, and I could be wrong, but I actually think more people of color came to the lifestyle more openly during COVID
During COVID.
than prior to
Yeah.
COVID.
Yep. Because we was bored. My first time taking pictures was during COVID because I was in my house bored. And this guy was like, I can come take pictures of you. And I was like, fuck it, I ain't got shit to do. I'm so tired of being at this house. And yeah, come take a picture of me.
Yeah.
Um, I never was in none of these Facebook groups before COVID. I wasn't on, definitely wasn't on no Instagram. Yeah, none of that. But COVID, we were bored, man. And it
Yeah.
brought
Social
people
media
in.
blew up when COVID hit.
Yeah,
Even
social
more.
media.
Yep.
We didn't have shit else to do, especially in the states
Yep.
in the north. They was shut
Yep.
down for real with nothing to do. They was
I
on the
know
internet.
fucking Zoom made a killing during
Yeah,
COVID.
yeah.
Everybody was having Zoom meetings just to talk to somebody.
Just to talk to somebody.
Yep. That's what's up, man. Mm. So, Ali, you talking? I can't hear you.
All right, he went away
Yeah,
again.
yeah. He had a little
Oh,
mic,
it's fine.
man. This is definitely. No, we can't hear you, but this is definitely an interesting conversation, man. For people who don't know, you're educating the hell out of me because I didn't know none of this stuff. I'm old fashioned. I
uh-huh.
think I'm too possessive to do it. I'm too possessive.
So have you never cheated in your lifetime?
No, I'm cheating. I cheated. Well, once I got married, I didn't. I stopped. I mean, when I had my little girlfriend, yeah. But once I got married, it was like, all right, I can't do that shit.
See, then that's good. Some people do it. It
Yeah,
works for some people.
Like,
it's
don't
hard.
answer that.
I mean, monogamy is hard as hell. You know, I have to close my eyes and go to sleep.
Uh-oh. Now you breaking up. Uh-oh.
Well, that's a dangerous
But I
question.
ain't
You were
knocking
just
it,
you
you know.
trying to answer over there.
It's definitely,
I
huh?
said ever. I didn't mean like now. No.
No. We good. We good.
But yeah.
But this is good, and that's what people need to have these type of conversations and stop hiding and running from it. It's reality. It's a part of life. But I don't know why it's so hard for people to let people do them. You know,
Because
every
the I feel like the church taught us to judge, even though
Mm.
people who are in the church would tell you the exact opposite. That is so not true
Oh my God,
because
you
they
spit
judge
back.
everything. And when I say the church, right, I'm not even just talking about Christians. I'm talking Christians, the Jews, the Hebrews, the you name it. Every last religion judges somebody for something, right?
Mm.
And
Mhm.
then as people needed a way to escape, they turned to religion. So the more they turned to religion, the more judgy they got. And the more judgy they got, they were judging themselves more than the next man. So now they can't do it because they worried about what you worried about. Quit judging yourself. Do as long as you don't hurt anybody. I don't have sex with kids and animals. And you know what I'm saying? Like as
Yeah.
long as you're being open and honest about who you are and what you are, and you took the time to figure out who and what you are, left the part off, you gotta do that first. I don't know. I think the world would be just a better place, but instead we were taught to judge. When you're a little kid, somebody taught you to judge something. Look at
Mm-hmm.
how they walk. Look at how they chew their bubble gum. No.
I don't think judging is necessarily wrong because, like you said, everybody judges something or
Yeah.
something about a person. But
Mm-mm. You still out, bro.
Yeah.
You out again, my boy. Adore, can you hear me?
I hear you. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
hear you.
Ali,
I don't
yeah.
hear him at
Ali,
all.
yeah, Ali, your mic dead again, my man. He's talking about judging folks, people getting judged. Yeah, I mean, you definitely right. The
And I
church
do
tells
agree.
you, what's the first thing
Everybody
they say?
judges something. Yeah.
Yeah, they tell you don't judge. You shouldn't judge the next man. But we've been saying this on the podcast a lot, man. You have to sometimes because you got
Yeah.
to look at the person's character. You don't want it around you. You have to
I was
look
just
at
gonna
who
say
you
that.
around and who
Yeah.
you hanging with.
Well, you see what I said, as long as they're honest. No, look,
Yeah, yeah,
that's the
definitely.
first key. Most people not honest with themselves. So they
Yeah,
can't be honest with you because they're
no,
not
you're
honest
right.
with themselves first.
That's
But yeah,
tough.
you definitely have to have some level of discernment. But if what you're doing
Mhm.
is not hurting somebody else, right? Then
Yeah,
why
I
should
think
I
that's
say
policy.
you shouldn't be able to do certain things? Like, and if you're okay with you and your wife cheating or having to not cheating, because that's not what I do. But as long as you're okay
what you
with
say, bro?
sharing,
Yeah,
oh, did he
you're
come
right
back?
on that. You're right on that. Yeah,
I'm back. I'm back. This
no, he back.
$200
Oh,
microphone that I got, I'm about to slang across the dang wall. I kind of switched over to my basic mic, so if I sound a little different, but yeah, I
and you
mean,
It's okay.
people got to be comfortable allowing people to do what they would like to do. Like I said, there's certain things I'm not a fan of, but I'm not trying to shut it down or condemn it. I just let them do them, and I
It's
just stay
not
in
for
my
you.
lane and what I do. It's just not for me. It's not for
Yeah.
me to judge whatever they doing. You know, I always tell people they talk about the good news gospel or whatever, and there's nothing wrong with your religion or whatever, but why do you have to force me in it if it's such good news? Why do I have to be forced into your beliefs?
Yeah.
Exactly. We said it about Christianity, like they try to scare you to like get baptized,
Well,
Yeah, baptized.
you going to hell.
I used to call that a spiritual robbery,
Like
where they hold you up for
if you
your
just
soul every
scare
Sunday.
somebody into something that's not true, they might it might last. They might not do nothing crazy. Yeah, like that's. I don't think you should scare someone to do anything. Let them choose it.
yeah.
Let them choose their own
But then
path.
on the flip side, those people who need religion because that is their escape and that works for them, do that.
Mhm.
I'm not judging you
Yeah,
either,
not
right?
right.
Oh, you have the right to do what you
Right.
like to do. That's the thing.
If you want to go to church every Sunday for 12 hours, go to church every Sunday for 12 hours. I'm not going to judge you for that. I just need you to
No.
not judge me because I didn't go with you.
Yeah, that's where it falls apart at. Like, oh, so you ain't gonna go at all? Not for 12 hours. Sorry.
They want to boycott. They want to boycott where you go. They want to come to the party and boycott where you at.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I think everybody finds their religion in their own time.
yep. And
You have
whatever
to
their
find it.
religion might be. Because I
It's
believe I'm blessed, but I don't know that I'm going to say it's God who blessed me. I'm just going to say I've been blessed because I have been,
right.
right? I wouldn't be where I am today if good things never happened for or to me. But
Yeah.
do I know it's this all powerful whoever? No, I don't know who that is. So I don't know who that is.
And you said a good thing. Some people find religion, but they never find themselves.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
And in some cases, religion and other things is kind of a way to hide behind never knowing who you are and never
Because you're
finding your.
just following the flock. Just
You
follow
just
the
following
flock
the
and
flock.
Nah,
look.
you definitely can't do that.
But
Yeah.
I was talking. We did a podcast before, and I was saying most because a lot of women want like men that make six figures or above. I need a husband. I need somebody that's successful, make six figures or above. It's been my analogy, and take it for what it's worth. Most men in that category are usually cheating, got more than one woman.
Yeah.
Very few that I know of that's in that type of tax bracket is, and some of pastors included, have one woman. They either into some type of lifestyle like this or they're cheating.
Yeah. Openly
I
cheating
mean,
too. They don't care who knows.
I mean,
Yeah.
for example,
Yeah.
and I like the motivational man, but TD Jakes, it was alleged that he was going to some Diddy. Well, he did go to Diddy party. That's not alleged. Here he is. He's a pastor, a millionaire,
But
multi-millionaire. He's at Diddy parties.
Yeah.
but the thing is, right, people shouldn't have ever said he couldn't have done both. I know
What?
he probably preached that too.
That's it.
I'm not saying that he wasn't being a hypocrite if this is what really happened, though, right? Because then now he was being a hypocrite because he said do one thing and he did something else. But
Yeah.
why can't you be a preacher and love the Lord and still have sex with other people? Who says that because you have sex with more than one person, you don't love the Lord? Why you can't love both?
Or the person that you with, because that's another thing that you get. That if a person cheat, they don't love you, and I think that there's two sex and love is two different things.
They
Yeah.
are.
But most
One
people
says,
join them together.
yeah.
I
Because
Nah,
told
that's what
you.
people,
they was taught forever since we was little kids, right?
Yeah.
They teach you that you're supposed to have one person, even though the math ain't mathing. You only supposed to have one person. That should be everybody's goal in life is to find a person and live happily ever after. But the math don't match.
actually, it's getting even worse for women now because with a lot of male homosexuality on the rise, that's cutting into the female share of eligible men that would otherwise be there. So the pool is even
Mm.
smaller now.
That's tough right there, bro.
Yeah.
I think
It
they
was
say
already
in
slim
Atlanta,
pickings.
let's say in Atlanta, the ratio was like 7 to 1, 7 women for every one man.
I thought they said 30 to something once you knocked off the people in jail.
Oh, well,
Damn.
that's not even counting in jail, and that's not even counting the one that's homosexuals. And
Uh-huh.
so when you start throwing that in there, you might have 30
Yeah.
women to every one man in Atlanta.
God.
But like I said, even if you just look at the world, whether you look at if they gay or any of them things, just the number of women on the earth compared to the number of men. Every
Yeah.
woman can't get none if you follow what people believe,
It's a
right?
certain.
There's a lot of women in this world who ain't never gonna experience the pleasure of an orgasm because they gotta wait for their one and he don't exist.
You know, a lot of women are holding out for this, and it's really, they were talking about on the news today that the birth rate is really going, it's really low right now and going down. And I know South Korea got this one women's movement where they're not having sex or having children, and they damn near wiping out a whole generation.
Yeah.
And I think that may start happening here. If you got all these women that are sitting here waiting, not having kids, and they waiting for that one guy that ain't gonna cheat and gonna be faithful forever. I'm not saying it won't happen, but we're gonna start wiping generations out.
Well,
Mm.
remember though, number wise, if every woman waits for
Exactly.
her one man, right? Lots of women never get her man because they don't exist. They were never born. The
Damn.
men are not born at the same rate as women. So it doesn't even matter. Like if women really waited, a lot of women would just die lonely and horny. Like, damn, I never had no man my whole life because I had to have just the one who didn't have another one.
And we were put here to be fruitful and multiply and to populate the earth. And like I said,
Yeah.
it's the reason why one man can populate thousands of women, but a woman can only have one man baby at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oof.
I mean, with science, that may change. I don't know.
Oh,
If they come out with AI, who knows? If they come out with AI and AI men and women, who knows? It may just wipe everybody out.
well, actually, it's not not all the way true. A woman can get pregnant by with twins by two different dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very rare, but it's
Yeah.
But
possible.
it can happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that happened during a gangbang.
Oh, alrighty then.
No, I'm just saying. The only way I could think of that happening is she's having sex with two men at the same time, and they both would have to be there together,
You just
or
have to do
they
it
got
close
tricked.
enough together, they say.
Now,
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. Well, it's not two different guys, but the guy, Fabian, we did the interview with, he got twins, but she got pregnant at two different times.
Yeah.
No, I mean things can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All types of mutations. Man, this has definitely.
That just means both of them had good swimmers. That's all.
yeah. Yeah. yeah.
Dang, you got some women can't have one child, and here she has got two babies by two different men at the same
At the
time.
same time. Yeah.
Wow, this was a very interesting and educational show. I hope everybody learned from this experience. I am not pushing the lifestyle. That's not for everybody. You know, you have to do
It is
you. If
not.
monogamy is your thing, I wish you much love, success, and
Yeah.
happiness. Stick with that. Just don't be judgmental towards your friends that's may or may not be keeping a secret next door. And this is another reason why I always say in marriage, people should mind their own damn business. If you see your friend or homeboy and you see them with somebody else, or don't go running saying nothing. You don't know what type of agreement they have in their marriage. You
yeah.
starting
Yeah.
drama. You don't know what their agreements are. Just mind, if you got a husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever you got, stick to that one. You just worry about that one. Keep your nose out of other folks' business because you
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
Facts.
Well, but Dor, I really want to thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me, inviting
Yeah,
me.
man. It was a pleasure.
Always pleasure. I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know if you want any new fans or not.
Sure.
But tell them where they can find you.
So on Instagram, I am Adora underscore LS. You actually get the best pictures on Instagram. Facebook don't like me that much. And then on Facebook, I'm Adora LS. But yeah, Facebook like to send me to jail. Instagram, they let me get away with murder.
Hey.
I'm talking about y'all need to go on there, Instagram, check out Adora. look at her pictures. And also, you know, always check us out, the Lifestyle, www.ollieafter5.com. You know, we on Facebook, YouTube, Lifestyle After 5. We are even on X, Lifestyle, the number 9, the number 2, and the number 5. So
Check us
Lifestyle
out.
9-5, check us out. And you know you can always catch us every Wednesday from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. right here, WDJY 99.1 FM. And you know, check this out on YouTube as well. It's been a great
Yes,
show.
sir.
We'll see y'all next Wednesday, same place, same time. Y'all be easy and be careful out there.